Cheers, man.
Cheers.
I've been looking forward to this topic for a long time.
Yeah.
Because we are going to talk about
Homestay experiences.
your homestay experiences. Because you told me about some interesting experiences you had with your host dad and stuff. I'm looking forward to hearing the details.
Oh, okay.
Maybe not. If that's not safe for work, then we don't have to talk about that stuff. But
it borders on it
Okay.
for sure.
okay.
I don't know if yeah. I mean, we'll get there.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
But yeah, so one thing that I wanted to hear about first is I wanted to hear kind of about where you went and how old were you and for how long was it?
Okay. So I've done homestay a lot. It was all when I was in high school.
Mhm.
And the first time I went, I want to say I was 10th grade. So I would
You were
be
10th grade?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be about 16,
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it was 10th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, and so the first time I went to Hyogo Prefecture.
Mm-hmm.
To
To Sanda, not Mita, but Sanda.
Sanda. I love Sanda. Sanda is such a great place. If anyone is familiar with it, that's great. If you're not familiar with it, I understand because it's kind of out in the
Mhm.
countryside.
So, sorry, we had some technical difficulties and we're back. So, tell us, so every time you think about Sanda, you
Yeah.
feel happy, warm and fuzzy.
Yeah, Sanda is really fun.
Mhm.
It's right out in the countryside.
Yeah.
Not really too far. It's about an hour
Mhm.
outside of Osaka and about 30 minutes outside of
Yeah.
Kobe.
Okay.
So it's kind of like a quaint town.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still busy. It's got a lot of college students because of was it Kansai Gakuen?
Kansai Gakuen? Yeah.
I think that's
It's so funny because in English, when you look at the
Yeah.
writing, it's like Kwansei or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's how it used to be, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great place.
Uh-huh.
I really like it.
Yeah.
So I went there when I was 16 years old,
Mhm.
and I actually the first time I went, I did homestay with my
Mhm.
friend.
Okay.
So my friend that was like my classmate from
Okay.
the U.S. We got paired into this house together,
Okay.
and
So you just happened to be your friend. You just happened to get paired
Yeah.
together. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I had a lot of friends in high school,
Okay.
so it
Yeah,
wasn't that
you're-
uncommon.
You were a popular kid, ready to go into the Marines before that. Yeah.
But yeah. So I will say, I think if I didn't have my friend there,
Yeah.
my first homestay experience probably would have been a lot harder than it was.
Okay.
Not because I didn't have a good time. Like
Yeah.
I still communicate with my host family today.
Yeah.
We have a really
Did they
long
come to your
relationship.
wedding?
They did.
Did she come to your wedding?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, so but because my friend was there, I think it was easier to have a shared experience than
Yeah.
a experience alone, because
Yeah.
you could kind of talk about what happened during
It helps
the-
you reflect a little bit, right?
Yeah, it's like, whoa, man, that was crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, I didn't really like that, or that was really fun.
Yeah.
Like, we could kind of talk about it. So, I don't know. What was your first experience?
Yeah, so my experience is really unique because it was very informal, first of all, because I did not sign
Okay.
up for any program. So this goes back to when I started learning Japanese. So
Yeah.
when I was 13 years old, I told my dad I want to become a manga artist. So I need to learn Japanese so I can go study manga drawing technique in Japan.
Yeah.
So I started studying. After about 4 months, they realized I was really serious about it, but that I wouldn't get so far on my own. And just really like a 10-minute drive from my house, or 15-minute drive from my house, there was a college called Salem State College. It's now part of the University of Massachusetts complex, but at that time it was just a college, and there were tons of Japanese exchange students there. And so my mom knew someone who was very active in the international community there, and she said, "Oh, does anyone want to teach Arthur Japanese?" So I ended up doing once a week lessons for 90 minutes with this ryugakusei college student. Although
Yeah.
I say ryugakusei, but she was a 4-year student. She was a regular student there for 4 years. And so I studied with her for a few years. and she becomes really close to our family. And she tells me, like, Arthur, I'm going to leave. I'm going to graduate. I'm going to go back to Japan and work. Before that, do you want to come to my house for a month and stay and live in Japan for a month? And I was like, yeah, sure. This sounds awesome. So that's what happened. There's no contract. There's no program. Just like, hey, stay at my house for a month. And my parents were like, sure, that sounds great. Let's send our son over there. And we went to Tondabayashi in Osaka. And both of us are Kansai, And it was great because I was alone, and there were so many things that I did not understand going there. Like, everything was so new, everything was so unique. And I was amazed at everything. I was amazed at the toilets. Like, why are there faucets on the toilets?
Dude.
Yes. Yeah. And like, but not even that. It was like, even, how in Japan, how they have like on the side of the streets, they just have like little dips for the rainwater to go by. And like, if you're not careful, you can slip and fall into that.
Yeah.
And where I'm used to, like for us, because there's sidewalks, there's no sidewalks. So I'm like, man, I almost fell into those a few times. But
yeah,
it was great. I didn't have that person to reflect with me. But my host mother was very kind and helped me to really learn the Japanese spirit.
Yeah, I had a lot of similar experiences. Yeah. Like, I'll tell you one thing, because it kind of cracks me up, like you mentioned about the toilets. For me, it was the baths.
Okay.
Right? I remember, like, the first time, first of all, it was really weird for me to adjust to taking baths at night.
Yeah.
Because my family, like, when I grew up, it was always morning showers.
Yeah.
Right? And all of a sudden, I showed up here in Japan, and it's like, what do you mean I have to take a bath right now? It's nighttime.
Yeah.
We do that in the morning.
Yeah.
Why would you take a bath at night?
Yeah.
And now I'm like, why would you take a bath in the morning? That's disgusting.
I know. You should take a bath at night to wash off your...
gross. Like, I don't want to get in the bed dirty. Like, ugh. Yeah. But like, that was younger me thinking like, oh, well, I need the shower to wake up, right?
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so I remember, my host mom prepared the bath for me, and I got in, and I remember seeing the little computer that prepares the bath and thinking like, this is so dumb.
Yeah.
Why? Just turn the faucet.
Yeah. Why do you need a button, an automatic anything?
Why do we need an automatic computer?
Yeah.
And then it's like, reflecting on that now and kind of, being here a while, it's like, dude, you idiot.
Yeah.
This prepares it so you don't have to push the button.
I know.
It puts it at the exact temperature. Yeah. It's super it's super convenient.
Yeah.
But the better thing is, it maintains the heat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, it tracks the temperature after it already fills it up. And it's like, hey, the temperature's going down. Let's put a whole bunch of hot water in to keep the...
Yeah.
It's so great.
I know.
And now I go back to my family in the U.S. like...
It's like, oh, you guys are cavemen.
It's like, this sucks. What do you mean I have this dial here?
Yeah.
It's like, what are we living in the 1940s? Like,
I know.
This sucks.
It's really funny. I want to get into some other stories, but just about that point, right? I remember when I first came here thinking like, okay, the toilet seats are plastic.
Yeah.
The bathtubs are plastic.
Yeah.
Everything is plastic. There's like no porcelain. Everything feels so cheap. This is so stupid. But now it's like when I go back to America, it's like everything is so cold.
And like, dude, it like, okay, everyone who says I complain about Japan too much, this is going to be the episode that
Austin just
happen.
Complains. He just complains.
This is going to be the episode. This is going to be the opposite, because I look at America like they are cavemen.
Yeah, now. Yeah.
I look at that like, how could you guys exist? It's funny because like my sister has recently updated all the toilets in her house, because she's like, yeah, when I came here, when I came to Japan for your wedding, I tried one of the electric toilet seats and I can't go back now.
I know, yeah.
And it's like,
it's so good.
It's so good.
So I'm kind of curious though to hear about for you, like what I want to hear, like the first 24 hours of your experience, like basically the plane lands to the when you wake up in the morning, like how was that?
Okay,
Walk me through it.
All right. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I spent I think I spent 2 weeks in Tokyo before we went to go do Homestay. So do you want me to talk about that, or do you want me to talk about like when I first arrived at Homestay?
When you first, well, actually talk about that too, because you were part of a program. So like what happened with that?
Yeah, okay. So I just give a little backstory. So I went to a high school called Aviation High School. It was a pilot school in Seattle, and I wanted to be a pilot. And randomly, we had a language program just immediately implemented at our school when I was like beginning my 10th grade year. And my Japanese teacher is like this really storied, like highly regarded, has won awards. Like he's a really, really good Japanese teacher.
Oh, what's his name?
Mr. Kamakura.
Mr. Kamakura. What's Mr. Kamakura's first name?
Kumakura.
What's Kumakura's first name?
Toshiaki
Kumakura. I thought I would know him.
Anyways, he's a really cool guy. Actually, I just met him again last year. He's visiting in Japan, and he's like, "Hey, I want to get in touch." And I'm like, "Oh my God, Mr. K!" So like, he's a really nice guy.
Mr. K?
Yeah, we always call him Mr. K. Anyways, so he shows up, and this guy, it was the most incredible experience. He moved to America. He always wanted to move to America.
Okay.
And he thought the best way to learning English was to memorize the dictionary.
Oh, yeah, you talked about this guy.
So I've talked about this a couple times. So he literally, I'm not even making this up, he literally memorized the English dictionary.
Man.
Came over to America and was like, I can speak English now, and then try to have a conversation. And it turns out, no, that doesn't work. If you memorize the dictionary, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
But obviously he learned English, and he's also a Spanish teacher.
So he's a Japanese and Spanish teacher, Mr. Kumakura.
And speaks perfect English too.
Okay. Wow.
But yeah, he's so when he came to our school, he was like, so I'm going to start teaching you guys Japanese. Also, we're going to have a homestay program during the summer.
Okay.
So immediately I was presented with learning Spanish or Japanese, and I'm going to be honest, I think a lot of Americans kind of look at Spanish and it's kind of, I don't want to say boring because that's kind of rude,
but it is boring because it's boring because it's too familiar.
It's
it's the vanilla of languages for us.
Yeah, because you see Spanish everywhere, right?
Yeah.
It's like especially on the West Coast, there's a lot of Mexican people.
And on TV, you'll be flipping through the channels and you get to like oy, desafortunadamente, like those channels.
Yeah, right. So for me, I was looking at the languages, and I actually really wanted to study German.
Yeah.
But that wasn't available.
That's just good.
Yeah. And but I looked at Japanese. I was like, "What? I mean, I like anime.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool."
Yeah.
And so I started that, and then I got on the program, and then so we fast forward to like when I first came here, and we're in Tokyo, and Tokyo felt I almost can't even describe like early 2000s Tokyo. This would be 2000.
Is it like lost in translation or is it different? Do you feel?
Dude, it was like a wonderland.
Yeah.
Like 2004 Tokyo felt like I was traveling forward like 30 years into the future.
Yeah.
Because this was like pre-iPhone.
Yeah.
So it's like you saw all these electronics when you came here. I remember like
the phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it. Phones.
Like, okay, so I'm coming from like I said, this is 2004 United States, and the phones sucked back then.
Yeah.
Right? You had these like Nokia brick phones.
Yeah.
You had like a couple flip phones. They were just crap. It's like the only thing you could do, you couldn't even really text people.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, you could just push the button, do.
Kind of, but like even that technology was like really rudimentary, right? And I remember the first thing I saw when I came over here was like everybody had these like really complicated phones.
Yeah, they could take great pictures.
They could take really good pictures. You could access the internet.
Yeah.
Like people were regularly texting each other. And I was like, what's going on? This is so crazy. And then here, like, I was a kid and I really liked video games.
Yeah.
And so I was coming over here, and like I think that was right when the PSP came out.
Okay, yeah.
PlayStation Portable.
Oh man, that takes me back. The PSP,
right?
The mini discs.
Yeah. So like I was coming over here and I saw that and I was like, dude, what? You've got like this handheld PlayStation in your this is so cool.
Yeah.
And like going over and maybe this was just part of like the nostalgia, like being a kid, but I feel like Tokyo was so much more vibrant back then.
Yeah, we could talk about that. I think a little bit later, right? Because I have some thoughts about that too. But keep on going.
Yeah. So it was just like pure, like it felt like going to Disneyland for the first time.
Yeah.
Right. And so like we had a rule where we had to be in the hotel room. Like after we finished like the places we were going today, we were allowed to wander around until 6 p.m.
Okay.
I didn't follow that rule.
Yeah.
I was out until midnight, like basically every night. Like
Did people check though?
Yeah, but like he checked it at the same time every day.
Yeah.
So it's like as long as you're in the hotel like at that time, you're good. And then you just disappear again. Usually we snuck out like the fire exit.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so yeah, I was out just wandering around by myself a lot in Tokyo until like midnight as like a 16-year-old boy, and I got into some mischief and it was fun. I'm not gonna go into detail on that, but yeah. So it was.
I could see you were like excited about it. Then in your eyes, it's like, oh, I can't talk about this on the channel. Yeah.
Hey guys, if you've watched this far, you're gonna love our Austin and Arthur friends.
In the Austin and Arthur friends, you're going to really improve your English listening, and I mean a lot.
Yeah. So for each episode, you'll get English and Japanese subtitles, so you can check your listening and comprehension.
You'll also get access to a members-only community where you can talk with us, the both of us. Mainly me, right?
No, definitely not. For more info, click on the link here or here or here, or in the description box of this video.
Thanks for being our friend. Woo! I have no friends. Okay.
So yeah, it was a really good time.
Yeah.
And then, so we were there for about, I want to say it was 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then it was off for everyone to go to their host families.
Yeah.
And everyone got sent to Kansai. So
everyone got sent to Kansai.
Everyone got
starting in Tokyo, gets sent to Kansai.
It was a group of about 14 of us.
Okay.
And I remember riding the Shinkansen, the bullet train, for the first time. And honestly, that wasn't really a big deal to me.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, okay, this is just the airplane on the ground.
Yeah, it's an airplane on the ground. That's how I felt too. I was like, my first Shinkansen experience was so anticlimactic because I was so excited for this.
Me too.
And it's like, oh, it's just like an airplane, but on the.
I was expecting this to be like a jet coaster where you're like, all right, we're strapped
in,
let's go.
I know.
And then I sat down, it's like,
I was like half expecting robots to come out somewhere.
Dude, right? Yeah. And then the train starts and it's like,
oh,
okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. So I don't know why I expected more than this.
So you take the Shinkansen to Kansai.
Yeah. So I took the Shinkansen to Kansai, and basically, like I said, we had a group of like 10 to 14 kids.
Yeah.
And we got scattered all around Kansai. So a couple of us got sent to Hyogo. A couple people got like Osaka, Kobe, and so I arrive, and we all arrive at, I want to say, Shin Kawasaki Station.
Shin Kawasaki Station is...
Yeah. Or, I don't know why I said Shin Kawasaki. Shin Osaka.
Shin Osaka Station,
Shin Osaka
I was like,
Station.
that's Kawasaki's here, man.
Yeah. It's just when I said Shin, my brain immediately just translated. So we arrive at Shin Osaka Station, and there's like this huge group of people that are all holding up signs and excited. It's obviously like the host families, right? Yeah. And we all pushed into this room, this hotel room, like the convention area, like right next to the station. And there was this big ceremony where my teacher like introduced all the students and everything, and one by one the groups came up. And I kept seeing like all these variety of families. Yeah. And there was even a white guy there. Okay. And I was like, dude, what?
Like a host parents or okay.
And it's actually the guy who came to my wedding.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh cool.
Yeah, you met him.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, what? White people live here in Japan? This is so it didn't even occur to me that was a possibility.
Yeah.
Like I was like, because you hear Japan and you assume Japanese.
Yeah.
And they're like, white people live here? What?
Yeah.
And so, like, I remember they called one of my classmates' name, and like Evan came up with his wife, and his wife's Japanese, and obviously his kids are half, and he's got a few kids. And I was just looking at that, like, dude, what? You're supposed to get the Japan experience, but you have a white guy. Like, how is that going to work?
Yeah.
And then, so right after that, they called my host family, and so my two host parents come up, and they introduce us, and like they looked really nice, and I was like, oh, okay, these people are gonna be cool. And so we drive home, and I learned, like, during the drive, I learned that my host dad didn't really speak English.
Okay.
Like he was pretty good at like saying words.
Yeah. And
then my host mom has been like diligently studying English for a long time. Yeah. So I was I was so terrified because I was like, I don't think I'm going to be able to speak to anybody.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be 100% Japanese. And I don't, at this point, I've only been studying Japanese for like a few months.
Yeah.
Right. So like basically I could just say some words.
Yeah.
And then so her being able to speak English to me really kind of like removed my anxiety.
Yeah.
Because I was like, okay, this is not going to be a stressful experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. That's really interesting, man. So you were part of this formal program, so you had like a kind of a break-in period where you had fun on your own, and then you went to your homestay things. Yeah. Mine was really just very different.
Yeah.
So like I remember so my tutor, her name is Kie at the time. She now lives actually in Oita. No, actually she was living in Oita for a while. Now she lives somewhere else, but she lived in Beppu for a while.
Oh, really?
But yeah, so I remember, so she told me, and then 6 months later would be the summer when I was going. So I was so excited to go. I was like, this is the day I've been waiting for, because I've been studying Japanese for like years now, you know? So I get on the plane.
This guy's so excited.
You know,
no.
Look
at me, I can speak Japanese.
No, I mean, I was excited to show off for sure, but it didn't turn out that way. But, you know, one of the things that was also really important for me too is because this was like the first time that I went on a plane.
Got through this fast.
Yeah. I think this was, we had a little bit before, but this was the first. I had traveled a lot with my family, flown on planes a lot, but this was the first time that I had ever like taken an international flight by myself. And my mom was like, "Oh, my boy's so grown up. He's flying an airplane by himself. I can't believe this." I was 15 years old, you know, and so I get there and I'm so excited. I'm just thinking about what it's going to be like. I bring like my kumon drills and I'm doing like kanji exercises.
You nerd.
I'm so excited.
Such a nerd.
I am such a nerd, but I love it, man. And like the flight attendant, she was like, "Oh, you're naka kanji sugoku jouzu desu ne. Ganbatte." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." I'm
probably walking away. What a nerd.
Probably. But then
That's great, man.
So I get to Kix. I get to Kansai International Airport, and I get off. Same experience. I'm really tired, and Kie is there waiting for me in the welcome. She's like, "Oh, hi." I'm like, "This is great. I'm really tired." She speaks to me in English because my mind is like really fuzzy. And I go to see her host mom, who's like by the car, like she's waiting by the car, and I go to say, "Konnichiwa." What do I say next? Because her mom and her dad don't speak English very well.
Oh, good. Okay.
And so I was just like, "Oh, what do I say? Holy crap!" So she like swoops in and she's like, "Oh yeah, this is Arthur." I'm like, hajimemashite.
Yeah.
And like we get in the car and she's sitting in the driver's seat. She's sitting in the passenger seat. Her mom's driving, of course, and they're talking to each other and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't understand a word that's going on. Like my brain is fuzzy and I feel like I walked into a bad dream because like I was hoping to like have this conversation. I couldn't understand anything. And then Kay would sometimes, because she would feel like I was being left out, so she'd say things like, "So da yo ne, asa." And I was like, "Yes, sure, hi, sure." I don't understand. We get to their house, and her mom's a great cook, by the way.
Yeah.
Just wonderful. She has this like great food laid out for us, and it's so nice. One thing that I really miss actually that I don't get here is we would have like a block of tofu with each meal, you know, and sometimes it'd be different types of tofu. Like you'd have like edamame tofu or something like that. But like it was just so good, but I couldn't express what I was saying, and I was just kind of like really frustrated because you hadn't studied very much. I had studied for years, man.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do it. And then Kay shows me, she's like, "Okay, we're done with dinner. Let me take you up to your room." And so I actually get her room that she used to sleep in, and it's a regular sized room for Japan. It's really small for what I'm used to, and there's a tatami bed there. So it's like a wooden block with like a tatami mat on it. Yeah. And I lie down and it's super hard. I'm not used to this. I'm like, "Oh crap, is this what I have to sleep on?" And I'm just thinking like, man, what have I been doing for the past 4 years? Like what have I been studying? Because I can't talk, you know? But it was really great because I got to sleep on a tatami bed for the first time. Yeah. And like I could really kind of see what life was like there. And I felt like I had just been transported into this world that I thought I knew what it was going to be like, but it was completely different. And I was really disoriented from that.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you kind of initially had a negative experience.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't necessarily a negative experience. I was just like, I was more than anything, I was disappointed in myself.
Yeah.
Because I was like, man, what have I had to do these past 4 years, you know?
That's fair. I think like you explaining things kind of triggered a lot more memories when I first went over there. And one of the things that I remember, so my host mom is really into interior design.
Oh, really? Okay.
And like her hobbies, like she is like very, very traditional Japanese hobbies. So she loves flower arrangement, for example. She's really into it. And she would always have the most elaborate setups for like if you're going to stay at her house, she would have everything set up. She would have little like welcome cards like when you walk in. So I also stayed in the tatami room when I first went there.
Yeah.
And so we each had a little welcome card that said like welcome, and then it'd be like a greeting in Japanese, and it would say our name. And like for dinner, everything would be immaculate, and there would always be like a new arrangement.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah, she would always prepare a new arrangement, and everything would just be immaculately set up. And I remember, like we sat down, and she's like, so you know, her husband and her sat down. We're all getting ready for dinner, and she's like, "Do you like alcohol?" And I'm like, "I'm 16."
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, it's okay if you're staying here. It's okay to drink alcohol." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm okay with this." And so like, while I was staying there, this was my first experience like really drinking alcohol.
Yeah. Well, was it really your first experience? Like you hadn't drunk alcohol in the States?
No, it wasn't my really first experience, but like
it was your first experience like actually drinking alcohol in the open, like in a casual way.
I mean, there's a difference between like sneaking a beer out of the fridge and like sitting down for dinner and having drinks, right? And so like, you know, they didn't give me a lot of alcohol. They gave me like some like chew highs and stuff, like a couple. Yeah. Right. But it was really fun because I'll tell you, in America, I've always felt babied.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not really a discredit to my family, but it's because I'm the youngest in my family. My siblings are 10 years older than me.
Yeah. Right.
And you know, like everybody's significantly older than me. So it's like my entire life I've been treated like a child. And to be fair, it's like I was 16. It's not like I was an adult. But being in Japan was the first time that I felt like an adult.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I'm at the table eating dinner with people and drinking alcohol and having fun.
Yeah.
This is how adults act.
Yeah.
Right? And I think for me, a big reason why I love Japan is because it was a really big coming of age moment for me. Yeah. It was like the first time I was away from my family for an extended period of time. I was in a very unfamiliar place, and I forged my identity as a man here in Japan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's why I really feel like a really strong connection to Japan, more so than the U.S. I feel more connected to Japan than I do the U.S. I'm comfortable with saying that now. And a big part of that is because of the experience that I had over here.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about more of your experiences. We've been talking for a while and we just got started, so we really are going to have to continue again on another episode.
For sure.
But I do want to, before we do that, I do want to say it's funny that your host mom was really into the traditional stuff because, you know, for me, I was also really lucky. That's a really lucky experience because that's not very common anymore.
I learned that later.
Yeah.
Because maybe we can talk about this in the other episode about like maybe some other homestay experiences that people we know had.
Yeah.
Because I would like to talk about that too.
Yeah. Well, also, I also spent like a few days at so there was a guy who did a homestay at my house for like a couple months.
Yeah.
He's from Chiba.
Yeah.
And after that, I spent a few days at his house in Chiba. Yeah. And it was a totally different experience, which we didn't talk about. But it's funny that you mentioned that because so my host mom, I feel like your family is much more like traditional, like Edo style Japanese tradition stuff, whatever. Yeah. But I was really lucky too because my host mom was from Kyoto. and her husband is a pretty high-profile businessman. I'm not going to say details about that, but they were very well-cultured, I would say. They were very well-kept, and they were very proper people. I would say they didn't live like super rich people, but they were very high-class in their mentality, and so they taught me good manners and like how to be like a good adult there, you know? And I just remember, you know, they instilled in me like Japanese values of like, I remember just my first assignment that I had that I failed for the first week was I had to eat every single grain of rice in my rice bowl using chopsticks. And I could use chopsticks a bit, but it took so long in the beginning, like those last 2 grains. But she said, "Yeah, Arthur, in Japan, you know, we learned that there's kami in each grain of rice, so you gotta eat it all. You gotta be thankful."
Yeah,
you know,
dude, that's funny. So okay, before we go, I have to ask, because it's interesting that you brought this up. Was the first time that you used chopsticks here in Japan?
No, I used chopsticks for a while before.
Okay, because here's the thing, like in the U.S., people regularly use chopsticks over in like the West Coast in Seattle, because we got a lot of Asian people living there, and so like coming over to Japan, like chopsticks were not a challenge at all.
Yeah, I mean, so they're not a challenge, but have you ever tried to pick up every single grain of rice from your bowl?
It's mendokusai.
Yeah, it's like the last one is just like,
can be. Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah. So in the next episode, I really want to get in and talk about specific experiences that really colored your experience. I think that we have a lot of stories to share. But before we do that, I realized we forgot to talk about the sake that Suguri gave us, because Suguri, this was very nice. I mean, you can see by how fast we drank this.
Honestly, I'm a little disappointed because we didn't really drink that much on the episode, because we sat down and I was like, "Oh, I want to try this out," and you're like, "All right, man, yeah, sure, go ahead, pour a glass."
And we drank a little bit more than we were expecting,
and then we ended up like drinking half the bottle before the episode started. So it's like,
I know. This is Rihaku Superior Ginjo, so Junmai Dai Ginjo. I don't know if this was expensive or not. If it's too expensive, then you don't have to. But if it's not that expensive, please send it again. Yeah, we'll drink. We already finished this, so we have to drink another one. But you know, Suguri, because you sent this to us, you've already seen this video by the time we've released it. So we're gonna send this to you really soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so next time we'll talk about our unforgettable experiences in study abroad.
Yeah.
Cool.